Welcome to this curated collection of clips from Matt and Shane's secret podcast. Let Shane's calm voice and laid-back insights ease you into a restful night. If this brings you peace, feel free to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments. What time is it where you are, and where are you watching from? Enjoy.
Hi, and welcome.
Hello. How are you?
We're back, dude. This is a fireside chat. Mistakes were made.
Damn.
My leadership failed.
No.
I made it, yeah. I fucked up. I did. I made a bad mistake, dude.
Did you?
I think so, yeah. Just by being like... we talked about it on the Patreon, but... You know,
Yeah.
I fucked up. Sorry, guys. Shit got bad. I thought other things were going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I definitely triggered the Negofag nest within our Patreon or our Reddit. Just like...
Negofags are definitely fired up right now.
Yeah, they are. I feel bad. Well, I feel bad because I loused up. It's like, my bad, guys. There was mistakes made, but it's like, it reminds me of being back in Bryn Mawr when it's like, you got these guys have these strong emotional reactions at the drop of a hat with like no nuance, or there's like, this is what's happening. And
Yeah.
It's like, it's a shame.
So basically you're calling the Negofags libtards.
They're sort of. They share qualities. They do share qualities.
They are not going to like, the Reddit boys are liberal pussies.
Not all. No, it's a type of thinking.
I'm not trying
it's
to...
a type of thinking that you just put any kind of filter on. When something happens, you're just like, It's like, take a breath.
It's so funny that it's hard for me not to want to make you dig a deeper hole.
I know.
Like, there's a part of me that wants to just be like, well, why'd you do that? Just to be a dickhead? Just to be an asshole.
I know.
But I understand that the position you're in is shitty. When their Negofags on Reddit turn on you, it sucks. Because normally you open Reddit and you're like, oh, nice. Like, here's a funny quote. This guy rules. Especially with you. They're always like, oh, the shaman, fucking sick. Shane's a fat retard. Shaman rules.
Well, if you're doing what they want, you're the best.
Oh, yeah.
They shower you with praise. As soon as they don't like something, they're like, their brain is just like, oh my God, the podcast is ending. That guy's a fucking fag. And it's just like, that's the other thing too. You lose translation of like if people are kidding, all this stuff. But yeah, man, it was a tumultuous day, dude. I mean, I take full responsibility, dude. I fucked up.
Really?
It was my bad. Yeah, it's my bad. That was my bad.
I mean,
I don't. I stand by my principles. My principles are sound. It's like, dude, I don't care about all that stuff. It's just my tactics, dude. Tactics could have been a little better.
You mercenaried out, dude. You hired a merc, brought in a different autistic man.
He got him. He got.
Ladies and gentlemen, he got him, dude. He got radio
He got
dogs.
Benghazi, dude.
He got left out to dry by Hill Dog McCusker.
I know. Well, that wasn't my plan. My plan was like, dude, I'll talk about it. It's cool. He's like, no, I'll handle this. I'm like, hey, man, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, to anybody listening that has no idea what we're talking about, good for you.
The vast majority.
Stay out of this world.
It is. It's
the
a
world
wicked
of podcast Reddit.
This is the problem. And I think I said this yesterday too on the Patreon, but it's like following the Shab thing. Like Shab will get hit with Negofags.
Oh, dude, you might be.
I'm telling you, it's true. But he'll hit it and he'll Negofag back where he's like, "You guys are losers." Like I go on this thing and I genuinely. It's like a broiling pit of just human sadness. You go on there and everyone's just like sad and angry.
Yeah.
It's like that's more of what I think is like the shitty part of it. It's not like, fuck you guys are fucking gay. It's like, we're all gay, whatever. But it's like, you see, it really is like serious discontent. And I've been there before. Like I've been online and just been like, fuck you. And I know how I felt back then, and it's a bad fucking feeling. I don't want anyone to feel like that. So I'm like, dude, just knock it off, man. But I'm gay. I'll just take it. I have like a 10-day gay sentence. I've been sentenced to gay for 10 days. I can see
it's with your gayness is weighing on you. I can't believe you're gay, dude.
It's not this. It's the same. It's not the fact that I'm gay. It's the same. It's the same like no appeasing compromise where it's like you try to say anything. People just twist your words into what they. I went through the same thing at Bryn Mawr.
Yeah.
Just people who are just kind of they just like and a lot of that is kind of like personal shit of like kind of like trying to like put yourself on a mission. It's like are you really moving the needle on this mission? Are you? Are you? But either way, that's that was my bad. That fully was. I fucked up.
Don't worry about it.
I fucked up. I did. I fucked up.
Don't worry about it.
I do. I'm worried.
I get it. It would fuck me up, but
when people go on there and they're like, I don't even care. I get like my stomach drops. I read it and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh God. But again, it's like one of those things logically where you're like, for people to take your stuff and then be like, how dare you tell us what to do with your stuff? It's like, I'm sorry. And then they'll be like, oh, I thought it was no gods, no masters. It's like, it still is, bro. You can't have someone be a master with no gods, no masters. It's like, yeah, dude. People try to get you to do what they want with no gods, no masters. It's like, that's not what no gods, no masters is all about, bro. It's about shooting from the hip.
Yeah, the Reddit comment, reading internet comments about yourself is crazy. It really is fucking crazy, especially like after a while you get kind of numb to it a little, but it's still like if you get hit, if somebody hits you with a good one, dude, it still fucks your day up, which is so funny.
Well, the problem is that stuff I really genuinely I can say honestly I don't care about. It's the Psych Null stuff. I don't want that bleeding into my pet project Psych Null and throwing that and like fucking that up. So it's like, you know, that is where I'm kind of like, fuck, man.
Oh no. So wait, they're attacking Psych Null?
Not attacking it, but it definitely like it could put like a negative spin on it. So my eyes were tearing up. I want people to think I was crying, dude. I'm not crying.
Matt's crying.
I'm not crying. I had seltzer, dude.
I had or shop, dude. You turned into him 100%.
I'm not though. I'm not attacking people and saying like you guys are fucking losers. Like I'm genuinely, I feel for the person who like sits there all day and does that and like gets completely dysregulated. But then again, it's like, you know, people are just fucking around too. So
yeah, maybe they're having a goof, having a good time.
I hope so. I hope everyone is having
trying to get in your crawl. Trying to get in your ass.
It's not hard. I'm sensitive, dude. It's not hard to get in my crawl. I'm a sensitive human being. I'm crying, dude.
I know. I'm so sorry, dude. It kills me to see you like this. I can't believe it. You see what you've done, Redditors? This is my best friend. You guys are making him fucking cry,
making me fucking cry, dude. My eyes do water a lot.
And your bitch-ass gay brother, Billy, is reaping all the benefits, dude. He's such a fucking coward traitor, dude.
First of all, you can have seriously, you can have that. It's collective narcissism. It's they reward you heavily and like you're the best when you're doing what they want. As soon as you are like, well, no, this is actually what I'm about. They're like, you're fucking gay, fuck you, do my bidding, and it's like, okay, so
yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch new people enter the realm of Reddit fandom.
Exactly, it's true. It feels good.
Again, it was exactly the time I talked to Mullen about it, where I was like. Where he was like, man, fuck those dudes on the Reddit. They're cocksuckers. And I was like, I love my fans, dude.
Well, it's kind of like...
And then like 2 months later, they're like, you know Shane's actually a fat gay retard who sucks, right? And I was like, who the fuck are these guys?
It is. You feel you're like... I remember thinking that, being like, yeah, but they just don't understand how
they don't get it.
And he goes, yeah, wait, they'll turn on you. And they
they got you. It took... You lasted a while. This is the first time they've turned on you.
I did. Well, my whole thing was I didn't want to. There's an individual I'm dealing with. You know, I made mistakes. He made mistakes. I didn't want to hang the guy out. That to me is the weakest personal thing. To have a mob full of people who are just like out for pure hatred, and then be like, I can't punch his pilot. This man, dude.
You should.
I can't fucking. I should honestly. It would be smarter for me too. It's just I can't bring myself to just punch his pilot. It's like, yeah, dude, mistakes were made, bro. Mistakes were made. I saw the drones coming down, dude. I hill dogged out.
You hill dogged bad, dude. He was like, help. I'm not fucking.
It's like that we had no knowledge of that.
I didn't even know what he was doing.
It was the only miscalculation.
We need to release the emails, dude. Where are the emails between you and Jake?
I destroyed the server, dude.
I'm sending Billy in. Billy, I might be deep state, and Billy's my guy.
No, I do. It's a very weird, conflicting thing because the funniest part is you can just delete a Reddit app and it like just stops. It doesn't. It's gone. Like it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, of course.
But you open it up. You're like, I have to fix this, and it's an unfixable situation. But you know,
I think it's fixable. I think everybody will. People will forgive you, dude. Hill Dog survived.
Yeah, but dude, I hate Hill Dog, dude.
Well, in the end, you become what you hate.
True. I'm not fucking crying, dude. My eyes would tear up.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Let's move on. Let's move on from the Reddit.
Yeah, we should.
Because normal people are driving their cars thinking, what the fuck are these two weird dudes into now?
True. No, it's true. It's wicked. It's pretty wicked. But now, that was so dude, last night I'm laying there. I had no sleep. Not over this shit. My baby woke up at like 4 in the morning. It woke up at 12 at night, 2, and then 4. So I wake up at 4 and I'm like, I'm just up. And then I had like this flash of insight exactly how I'm going to do Psych Null now, which I was like, fucking sick, dude.
Nice.
That was it was kind of nice, dude.
That is nice.
Yeah. So the thing I'm going to do, and you know, this is the thing I've been working on for a while. is so there's this whole idea of psychological flexibility, which they've studied like a bunch of disciplines, a bunch of therapies, and like this seems to be one of the underlying processes that like makes people feel better. And they've studied it. It's not like, you go, you pay, you talk, you hope it works. They're like, this is, the whole thing breaks down into like these 6 points where it's like, so there's parts that are your behavior, parts that are the way you think. So there's psychological flexibility makes up these, I think, 6 things, but it's like contact with the present moment, being able to actually sit in the present moment without your brain like being like, what are you doing? This is boring. This sucks. This blah, 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 blah. Being able to sit in the moment and not worry. So there's that.
I'm 0 for 1.
But you can't sit in the present moment. I'm telling you, people who can't sit in the present moment without being like, what's about to happen, was really we're 2 dudes sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
But our brains are coming up with these scenarios of like possible dangers that could happen. Like, this could suck. This could be boring. So that's exactly. So that's one thing that pops up. But if you do that in your life when you're just like doing other things, that can cause problems that don't need to exist.
Yeah.
So really it's like being in touch with the present moment, being able to mindfully handle things that could be psychologically painful. Like, you don't want to just, if some guy comes into your room and starts like fingering your butthole, they're not saying like, hey dude, it's mind over matter. So it's not like that.
Sure.
But if you were like, say like, some dude was like, I'm going to come in there and finger your fucking butthole.
Dude, that's happened to a lot of women.
What? Some dudes come in and finger their butthole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching, there's a whole show on this guy named the East Area Rapist. Mm-hmm. It's Patton Oswalt's wife wrote a book. She like solved she caught this guy.
What?
It was a cold case. She wrote a fucking murder mystery about him. Like factual, obviously it wasn't. And caught him. But there was one guy, there was a bunch of rapists back then in the 70s, like serial rapists. Like that was a common thing.
They were just out and about.
There were dudes that were like prowling neighborhoods and like breaking into houses and like getting women.
What?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. This guy did it constantly. But there was one dude known as the Stinky Rapist, which that was making me laugh quite a bit. They all had nicknames. All the rapists had names.
He was just.
And one of them was the Stinky Rapist, and it was because he smelled so bad.
Oh.
And I thought that was a great nickname for.
It's like the Stinky Cheese Man.
Just being a stinky rapist. Like, you know how bad you have to smell to while you're raping someone, then be like.
True. Yeah. Although I think your senses get heightened. Like you'll remember like. But yeah, that's pretty.
Because you'd think they'd be focused on the horrific atrocity that's taking place, but then they're like, God damn, this guy fucking stinks.
Yeah,
and everybody reported that the East Area Rapist had a small dick. Like every single person was like, the only things I remember about him was he had a pretty small dick.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of horrible. That's terrifying. So she solved these things?
She did actually, and then she died. She OD'd, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She was taking like Xannies and shit before bed.
Dude,
crushing them.
If that's all you're focused on, yeah, I'd be. If I was writing if I was taking down like BNE rapists,
yes,
like burglar rapists,
yes. Dude, it was like scary. Some of these are like scary.
Yeah,
like this one girl was like playing piano and her parents had just left, turned around, he was just standing there. Yeah, he did like, and the worst was when he started doing it to dudes. Not to guys, but like to women with their husbands in the house. Mm-hmm. Like he would like put a gun to the people's heads and be like, "If you fucking move, I'll kill you," and fuck the wife, like in front of a husband.
To the
Pretty
husband's
fucking
head.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I'm telling you.
I know.
I'm just getting shot, dude. I can't. I couldn't sit there and do that. I have an old neighbor who's constantly like, "Hey," I'll go inside and he'll be like, "Hey,
so you're calling all those dudes cowards?"
Yeah. Honestly, dude.
It's pretty tough to look at him.
I mean, dude,
it's brutal. I don't know, man.
You got it. I mean, especially it's a gun, and it's like, how is he?
Gun, maybe. I think he was going knife first, and then hog tying you before you knew exactly what was happening.
Okay. I was gonna
like
say,
where you still think it's like kind of a robbery.
I thought he was doing it while I'm like,
no.
No way a guy can fucking hold a gun to my head at the same time.
Yeah, especially with a penis. The guy's notable penis. That thing would be slipping out the whole time.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I don't know, man. A knife's inexcusable, dude. If someone has a knife and they're like, I'm going to tie you up at knife point, it's like, nah, dude, we're wrestling over that knife.
True.
I don't know.
I hear you. But if you just woke up and there's this fucking dude with his dick out standing in front of you with a knife.
I think about this all the time. I'm like, whenever I'm laying in bed,
waking up
I'm constantly being like, if there was a guy in my house, like how quick could I react? And whenever I sleep, especially if I'm by myself, I'll have to like come to peace with the situation. I'm like, there fully could be a guy in my house, and I think I trust myself to pop up naked. I kind of have this weird desire to like
fight
wake
a guy
up
naked
in that situation and fight my way out of it.
I did go for that. I've talked to you. The time I had sleep paralysis.
Yeah, exactly.
Ass naked.
Yeah.
Came out swinging, dude.
Fucking.
I had to swing. I was swinging in the dark, dude. All right, sorry to interrupt the. So we got number 2 was.
So present moment.
Getting fingered in the ass.
Present moment, and then there's being able to be in touch with the present moment, being able to accept painful material that pops up. Like if you're sitting there and being like, like I'm a fucking loser. You're at a quick matrix point where you're either going to let that dictate your next move, like your behavior, or you can sit there and be like, this is just a thought my brain's producing, and then the other. So that's like being able to sit with stuff that's kind of painful without actually having that dictate your behavior.
Yeah.
Because typically when you're trying to mitigate psychological pain, you do a quick maneuver just to get rid of it that usually kind of makes your life smaller and smaller because you're trying to once you deem a thing a threat, your brain naturally starts to avoid it. So the idea is you're able to contact the present moment, be mindful of painful situations or thoughts or whatever. And then the other part's the behavioral part where you have a set of like values or things that you actually want in your life. And then when you get to the point, you're able to sit there and diffuse yourself from your thought and then move towards a thing that you actually want rather than limiting your life through just trying to mitigate psychological stuff that's not real and in a sense that it's not actually affecting your life, because if you were contacting the present moment, you would know that you're just kind of like sitting in a chair about to eat dinner. But you can I'm not harping on the Reddit stuff, but you could sit there and imagine these dystopian futures where you're like, everyone's going to leave, and you can start acting out of this thing that hasn't happened and doesn't exist in the present moment, or you can just sit in the present moment and be like, all right, how do I actually think? What do I actually value? And move towards that despite feeling a certain way. So that's this guy studied it and like came up with a system.
Yeah.
So I have it like a module where it's set up where I'm going to have 3 levels to it where people can just do it just with like their friends. Like here's the module. You can just like talk about this stuff and, try to like put the ideas in your life. The second one would be more like, or the first one will be people just take the test to see how they rate on psychological flexibility who don't do any of it, like a control group. And then they can come in like 6 months later and be like, how's your psychological flexibility? Second one's a peer group, just peers, no super guidance. And then you see like before and after 6 months and then do pre and post tests for people who are actually in like a structured group and then take all that data and see like if the whole thing I'm trying to figure out is if you actually need a therapist or if people can, with the information, do something comparable by themselves so that people can have free therapy and not have to have the option exist. Yeah. So that's what I'm on that's what I'm working on right now.
That's tight.
So I'm working on right now. So that's the goal. That's the goal right now. And I hope, I'm just hoping that it doesn't get fucking.
Why would that ever get it? It can't get influenced.
Yeah, but it's true.
It can't.
But I'm trying. What I'm trying to do is come up with a system to build a bridge for people to kind of like just use the internet for a thing that actually feels.
So you're trying to help the mental stability of the Reddit boys who are.
I'd like to, bro. Like I said, I'm not even mad, dude.
So all these dudes on Reddit, you're trying to help. You're basically Jane Goodall getting ripped apart by apes.
I am, dude.
You're like, hold on, guys, I'm trying to help. And
No, but it's I do. My heart's in the right place, man. It's just my heart's too big. When your heart's too big, it just gets kicked and punched all over, dude.
Oh, man.
But no, I was actually excited, so I figured out finally how to do it, where I'm just going to release the thing. I want to do a thing where I do mock therapy sessions with comedians where you can just make up fictitious things and like, go through it so people can watch and see how a group is, but you would do it in obviously like an entertaining way. So pretty fun.
That's
get people's out because they do when you go to school for this, they have mock therapy sessions that they're so fucking funny.
What type of things do they talk about?
It's just a guy being like, it's like they'll have the therapist trying to show people like in trainings. They'll be like, we'll do like a fake therapy session, and it'll be a guy like another like therapist or a therapist in training acting bad, be like, I just can't stand my wife. She gained weight. She doesn't do nothing around the house. Dude, it's so fucking
the most
funny.
Basic fucking psychology possible.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, so that was my that was last night. I was like, it all clicked, and I was like,
it all clicked.
Thank God.
That's nice. Yeah. It's nice when a plan comes together.
Exactly. So, but yeah, man. So that was the dude. It really is crazy to think about how much people freak themselves out over a thing that's not physically like a biological threat or something that's actually in their life. It's like people spend a good portion of their life trying to keep almost like mental ghosts at bay. That if they were just to turn, instead of trying to fight them, just accept them, be like, yeah, that is something about me that kind of sucks, and be like, it's all right, buddy, come here. And you bring yourself all in together, and you stop trying to like control the little things, and you can just move towards, you just think of what you actually want to do and just go do that. Because you're going to feel shitty no matter what. But if you try to control how shitty you feel, you'll definitely feel more shittier because you'll never get to do the things you kind of want to do. So, pretty sick.
Yeah, I've learned to kind of power through feeling shitty.
Yeah, you have
to.
to.
Do whatever Yeah.
I used to fucking quit things so hard. I would feel shitty and be like, I would concoct this whole thing where I'm like, this clearly isn't for me. I got to get out of it.
Oh, yeah, I can quit the fuck out of things.
I mean, some things are good. That's the other thing, too.
Yeah.
There's some things are genuinely good. Like, I was definitely in a marriage that wasn't working for me overall. That was something I quit that I was
You're going to throw that under the bus, too?
What? My first marriage? That was genuinely my fault, too, dude. Again, that was another thing. You would talk about, like, pre-imagined situations. It would be, like, not have sex for 3 days, and I'm like, I'm going to be fucking celibate? Oh, my God. And you start being, like, you imagine if
being a fucking pussy brat is the gayest shit on earth.
It's on, dude.
I was in that, too. And that relationship I was in, I was just like, we never even have sex. It's like, dude, why would she? I was sitting there fucking just laying there playing video games. I didn't have a job. Good Lord.
Yeah, man. I did it. I shudder to think about that too.
Yeah.
Just the fact of like, same thing. I was just lousing around.
When's the last time she even gave me head?
Exactly.
It's like,
dude, I would like fart to the point where she was retching in bed and be like, we never have sex. I would newever do anything. We'd go out to a nice dinner, and I had this thing where like I would finally get the bill, and like if we like argued at all, I'd instantly be like, why the fuck do we even go out and do anything then? So if we went out somewhere nice, I would instantly complain about how much it costs after doing it. So it would just completely If you take a girl to a nice dinner and you're like, we have to tighten our belts a little bit after that, you're just not getting pussy.
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, I hope you're happy with that because I just have a stomach ache. I don't see why people pay all that money for expensive dinners because they just use too much butter. The food's too rich. I'm not used. And she would just be like, I'm not sucking this guy's dick.
Yeah, of course. So, how could you?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
But yeah,
sucks to just think about the queen. My bae.
Yep.
Former baes I let go by being a fat bitch just laying around.
Well, it didn't. That was the thing. I would sit there and I could sit there. There's a bunch of there's like bad stuff I could put on that person. Well, this is bad stuff.
Of course.
But it's like in reality, it always takes two to tango. First of all,
sure.
I mean, for sure. And then it's like I would sit there and be like in my head, I'm sitting there. I'm just a dude who like probably could just jerk off and forget about this, or just like figure out ways to like cultivate sex in a marriage. But I would just sit there and like, in my head, I'm in this imagined scenario where I just like become involuntarily celibate in a relationship, and then act as if that's the reality I'm inhabiting.
Yeah,
I start taking these wild, drastic actions that just fuck stuff up more because it's not based in reality. And the other person's just looking at you like, what's going on? And you're like, and you can't explain it because you're literally not acting in the reality around you, and you're also not like talking to the other person, having them be like, "Here's how I'm feeling." You're just being like, "Fucking never have sex." And
remember
they're just
when
like,
you
what?
used to fuck me?
Yeah.
God.
But you do that in your life in like millions of different arenas. So it's like unless people can, there's an idea where you can have thoughts and you take them as reality, and even a self story. You can have a thing where you're like, I'm a nice guy. So then you do things that aren't nice, and then you have to.
Yeah, I'm like real nice.
You do things. Then when you do things that aren't nice, you have this thing where you deny that you actually did them, and you have to concoct things that say that you didn't do them, rather than just being like, I try to be a nice guy, but yeah, I'm kind of a dick sometimes. Sometimes I fuck up and do shit. Sometimes my fucking demons possess me.
Yeah, your
man.
demons are at your neck today.
I'm in that grip of my daemon all the time, dude. But
that's all right. You're getting out of it. I can see you getting out of it already just during this cast.
I know. You have to, dude. Yeah, I mean, you have to. You have to take your lumps, man. I can only imagine how our president feels. Imagine,
dude. I know.
Imagine
all day, every day.
long.
The Reddit is actually just the entire country.
I mean, am I DJT right now? I mean, I guess you guys have put me in that position.
No, you're Hill Dog. I'm obviously DJT. Billy is definitely my not gay Pence.
He's Pence?
Yeah, he's definitely a jacked closeted.
He's not going to like that. Oh, sure, he's a jacked closeted.
Jacked closeted. Yeah,
that would tip this off. If Pence gets caught with like meth and gay prostitutes, that would definitely make this presidency complete.
Yeah,
that would be honestly like the perfect like at the end of the orchestra like dun, 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 of just Pence getting caught with a bunch of like hot young boys and meth.
That would rule.
Just having him being like,
I made mistakes. I left my wife down. I let down everyone around me. Just sucking dudes' dicks.
Pence is the perfect. He should always be vice president.
Yeah, I've never met. I mean, has there been a better vice president?
He is like the cardboard cutouts from Home Alone.
Yes.
He is like a car. I swear, I want to see someone just go like that. I think he's 2-dimensional. I think if he were to push Pence, he would just go flat and fall over.
Pence is hilarious, dude. He's also. I don't think he's ever talked.
No.
Ever.
He'll come up every now and again. DJT will be like, "All right, Pence." Like I think he lets him kind of open here and there. Or if like someone asks shit, they'll be like, "All right, Pence is going to handle like the hard technical medical questions." Like, here, go ahead.
Yeah, then he gets him wrong, and Trump's like, "He's an idiot." I'm sorry.
Hey, yeah, exactly, man.
Pence.
Pence was a sick choice. I don't know where. Strategically, I don't know. I guess it's like it secured some weird block. I think it secured geezers because Pence is like a perfect geezer candidate.
Pence is like, he looks like stability.
True.
To geezers.
Yeah.
He looks like, I don't know, like an androgynous, like, I don't know. He's just a thing.
He is.
He's like an entity that looks like a politician, kind of.
He doesn't get any heat, really. People will say, like, oh, Pence is an asshole.
Everyone always is just like SNL has a whole thing that's just like, Pence is fucking gay. Mm-hmm. That's their insult on Pence. Like, he's kind of gay, right?
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
But no, Pence is hetero as hell.
Everybody just accuses Pence of being gay. Yeah, the fucking one thing Pence did that was sick was saying he won't go out to dinner with women.
Without his wife.
He won't hang out with women.
He needs his wife there to check him.
Yeah, it's actually a nice move, dude.
Dude, that's so fucking
nice
sick.
Move.
It's so sick to be like, look, I don't trust myself.
I might get pussy right now.
I might get head at this dinner.
I don't know what to tell you. I might get some head right now.
Damn. I wonder how his wife actually handles that. Pence like has like a golf shirt, sits back. He's like, his wife like takes his arms down. He's like, sorry, man.
Yeah, you're definitely more of a hill dog right now.
Yeah.
We need to get you a pantsuit.
True. I need a futurist.
And let those hips fill it out.
Yeah, man.
I apologize. That was over the line, dude. That was
dude, that's the whole point.
Hips are OLs, dude. No, I'll leave your hips out.
We're having fun, dude.
I'm just having so much fun. That's okay, dude.
Having a good time, man. I'm just sad. I don't like to see people.
It sucks. It sucks, dude. We have such a nice, fun thing going on.
I know.
And when bad things happen, it sucks. Yeah. And especially when you go over my head and ruin everything.
No, I didn't go over your head.
Yeah, you did. Me and Swells had no idea. I was communicating with my insiders. Swells.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Didn't go over my head at all. I didn't care.
I'm so sorry.
Don't shut up. I'm not. Dude, you ever watch Last Chance U?
No.
I'm tired right now. I stayed up till 3 watching that.
Did you? I'm a tired boy as well.
Last Chance U, new season came out.
What happened?
It's just the same thing that happens every single year.
Didn't their coach get fired for like?
No, it's different teams now. They've done a bunch of different teams. Okay. The first one was Mississippi. Then it was Independence, Kansas. Mm-hmm. This one's Laney in Oakland.
Okay.
Oakland, yeah.
Gotcha.
Same thing happens every year.
Going
They have
down?
a bunch of talented kids that are all like, man, fuck you, bitch-ass coach. I'm out. And they quit every fucking game.
A lot of people take their helmet off. And
dude, the first game, they're down 1 point at halftime, and it looks like they lost the Super Bowl. They're all like, they're down 1 point at halftime, and they're like, man, fuck this. Like, dude, Last Chance U teams, every single dude threatens to quit throughout the season. The whole season. They're all just like, man, I'm out. I quit. Fuck you.
It's too hard, coach.
It doesn't make sense. I've never been on a team once where somebody even mentioned, like, I think I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
Other than me.
Do you think it's like just for TV?
No.
These dudes
I've only been on honky teams pretty much.
Gotcha.
Except at college. But if you're playing like college, like at a decent level, like a higher level, you can't say a word to a coach.
Yeah.
Like if you were like, fuck you, coach, they'd be like, oh, pack your shit up.
You're done.
Get the fuck out. Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha.
I mean, some guys are obviously talented enough to do that, and the coach would have to be like,
fuck.
Take a lap.
Yeah.
And then please stop being mean. But these Last Chance, like these are community college, junior colleges. So like kids are just like, coach, you're a fucking bitch. Fuck you. And the coaches are retarded too. They'll be like, I'll beat your fucking ass, dude.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, it's.
I want to try to walk on to a community college football team.
You would get wrecked, dude.
I'd get fucked, dude.
Some of these dudes are good, but you could technically, yes.
Someone coming straight out of like a competitive high school football program and like into college football, even at a community college level, would be pretty fucking nasty.
Yeah.
They would be nasty as fuck.
I'm second guessing whether I can beat Lemaire in basketball. I would get murdered. But there's one dude that's fucking sick.
Who?
Dior.
Has anyone made it to the majors or like NFL out of last
year?
Yeah,
a lot of them.
It's pretty sick.
This kid named Dior who fucking sleeps in his car and works at Wing Shack.
What?
Wingstop. He works at Wingstop and plays college football.
Damn.
And is the best player on the team. Fucking sick. Cool story to see. Signed. He'll freak out.
You think so?
I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in. He's already having like chest pains from anxiety.
Fuck, man.
He's gonna die. You can't work at Wingstop and play college football.
And sleep in your car.
And sleep in the backseat of an SUV.
I mean, dude, that's why don't the coaches? That's like you think coaches live for that shit?
What?
Be like, come live with me. Come live with me, son.
Absolutely.
What kind of cars do you drive?
It's like an old SUV. Gotcha. So at least we were watching it, and Beezer was like, "Oh, at least it's an SUV." I was like, "What are you talking about, dude? He's got like a knit Afghan."
So the place I used to live, there was this lady who lives in her car.
Yeah,
it's like a, I don't even know what it's. It might be like a crossover kind of car. It's like she has enough room like where she'll lay down during the day, and she opens the door, and just her legs are out of the car, and she lays on her back, and she's a big woman, man. She's huge.
Oh, she's
a
hog.
You walk by and there's just like it's like a hoarder but living in a car
with just her feet hanging out. Looks
with
like
with her legs hanging out.
The Wicked Witch.
Yeah, dude, just hanging out of her car. So she used to, live I guess where we lived before, and then we moved, and now her car has almost followed us. Not like us, but like she's in our area now again, and people were complaining because I didn't know that she gets out and just shits like wherever. So people, did you ever see the Neighbors Next Door app?
No.
Dude, it's the funniest fucking thing. So there's this app. It's for people who like live in like different communities to go and like just talk like, hey, I saw a guy in like a white van near the playground, or like, hey, people will go on there and like complain about fireworks and shit. But there were people out there who were like, they're like, this lady, we have a homeless lady living out of her car, and people they just start complaining like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then people are out there sussing out dumps to be like, I saw a dump. Basically, so much in like their language of being like, I'm pretty sure this dump was at Ladies, and like they'll start like, dude, it's so fucking funny. Dude, Neighbors Next Door might be the premier crybaby platform.
That's crazy.
People come out and they're like, hey, what these fucking dogs? They'll like complain about like someone was write a post about dogs, but it's like specific to your area or like some weird shit like that.
Damn, have you been hit with one?
I don't think so. No, I always pick up my dog poop, but that's crazy.
I mean, to be an actual person typing in that is pretty wild.
It's literally a subreddit for all of your neighbors to just all kind of complain, and then like people will go on and like fuck with people sometimes, and it is like
I'm just imagining who's on it. It's a subreddit for like people who lived in hipster neighborhoods, so like Fishtown girlfriends.
They have them out in the suburbs
and
now.
wives.
It is. It's literally it's mostly like
hipster cool girlfriends. Mm-hmm. Cool girlfriends suck.
Who are just like super chill.
Cool girlfriends in Fishtown, like, I have tats, I wear a snow hat all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm still like a controlling bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so cool. I love the Lumineers. Also, take the trash out right now, you pussy.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff doesn't melt away. I mean, you can't really. It's funny how people do think that you can kind of like completely get rid of like hundreds of thousands of years of like evolution and like, biological traits.
Just with a couple of arrow tattoos on your forearm.
Yeah. A couple of books and a couple of people on TV.
And be like, yeah, I just love,
Well, I was thinking about that today.
Cool music and craft beers. You need to start working out. Just like, wait, what? Which one are you?
I'll see like dudes sitting with their girlfriends, and like the girlfriend will do like the no bra full side boob, and then it's like, because I was like wondering about this today. I was walking my dog, and I'm just like sitting there. Actually, I wasn't walking my dog. I was walking my baby. I'm like sitting there pushing the stroller, and I was like, hope she doesn't wear like super slutty stuff, because that's like an awkward conversation to have, especially 15 years from now, to be like, because it'll fully be like, don't try to control I can wear what I want, blah blah blah, and trying to explain like. No, like if you have like your tits or your ass out, there's guys who will just like, you'll attract the eyes of dudes who are just like, and they'll look at you and be like, oh my God, there's an ass. And they'll hang out with your ass, and they'll ignore your whole personality. And, but then it's like, I'll be coming up with guys like boyfriends who are like, no, Justin doesn't think like that. And it's like, yeah, he does. It's the same thing you're saying. Just because he dresses like a total fucking pussy and acts like a pussy, He's still a dude.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he saw your ass and was like, "Sweet, I'm gonna go hang out with
saw that
ass."
heart-shaped tiny.
Yeah, dude. But it's again, it's like, you know. So we'll see. Because I've seen. Do you ever see the things of like the dad being like, "I don't tell what my daughter to wear," and it's like, all right, dude, you fucking weirdo. He's just
begging the stinky rapist.
I don't care that my daughter has sex, and it's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
cool.
I had a tough time because every once in a while, a girl I was seeing would go no bra, and I'd have to be like, "Oh, just so everyone's gonna see your tits today." It's just a guaranteed fight. It is such a horrible fight.
Yeah,
but it's a tough one to avoid, dude. The part of me that's like, all right, just shut the fuck up. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It would be
the thing is like trying to tell a woman like your tits are out. Do you understand the heat you're bringing?
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, you're just insecure. You're being jealous. It's like, no. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But watch out.
It's also like you don't understand.
Everyone's gonna see your tits.
Well, you also it's like they don't see nipples through a shirt, and they're not like. Dude, imagine if a girl was like, "I can see your nipples. Put on another undershirt." You'd be like, "Fuck you, dude. My nipples." Like, it is kind of bullshit.
It's crazy,
dude. I would
never be like, "I can see your nipples. Put on another."
But that's kind of the thing.
In my head, I'm just like, I would like look at her and be like, "Oh, your tits are out, huh?"
Dude, me. I was in the supermarket with Brittany the other day. We saw this lady who was just. I mean, she was a big woman, had big, humongous tits, and had no bra on, and she was just like, you know, she was so big where she like kind of like.
Yeah.
Ice skates around, like she was moving like this, and dude, it was just like these huge,
sultry cans.
Exactly, dude, just a huge fucking and the nipples were just like you could just see her boobs through her, like you could just really see them.
You like it, big old unit.
I'm Pence. Whenever I see something like that, I go to Brittany. I'm like, "Yo, check that out." So I point it to her.
You point,
so she doesn't catch me looking at it. I go, "Yo, check that out." It's pretty.
It's
sick
a Snorlax.
Pretty sick move, yeah, dude. But then we were peeling, man. This lady had something going on. There was something going on, and she had like a what'd you call it? You and Bees are wagons yesterday.
Yeah, wagons.
Her boyfriend was a wagon, dude.
He was a fat wagon.
He was just fucking like walking behind.
Yeah, I think wagons is probably first off, it's for your ass, but it's funny to just call someone a wagon.
I thought you guys were calling each other wagons.
Yes,
so
no,
funny.
absolutely.
He's a wagon.
You're like, dude, I'm a fucking wagon right now, dude. Fat as fuck.
But so yesterday or 2 days ago, I did the yoga place I go to. Now just does it outside. So like you do it in the sun.
You did yoga outside
on the grass, dude. It's the best. It's my favorite thing right now. But so I'm there, and if you're a dude, you can take your shirt off. You get like the full sunlight and everything, and you're looking at girl. It's nice, dude. It really is. Otherwise, your shirt gets drenched in sweat, and you bend down, and it like comes over your head, and it's just like just take this thing the fuck off.
Yeah,
that was another exercise in mindfulness of like doing yoga in the park, and then like my neighbors come by, and I'm just fucking like. With my shirt off in the park. That's another thing too. That's selfless context. You're like, I'm not a person who takes my shirt off in the park, even though, you know, again, I have bitch hips, but it's nice.
You don't have bitch hips.
Getting sunlight, getting sunlight on your entire body while doing yoga in the park is a nice.
You don't have bitch hips.
It's a nice. They're going down, dude. I broke my
You
PR.
don't.
Broke my PR.
Nice. How fast did you run?
Huh?
How fast? How far? Excuse me.
Mile and a half.
That's fucking sick.
Mile and a half. 15 minutes, dude. Not bad.
That's terrible.
Hey, come on, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I can beat you in running.
No, dude. We should have a long distance race. We were doing for real. My cardio sucks. Like we are.
Yeah.
We're definitely.
We're comparable.
We're neck and neck.
I beat you in the one thing we did.
I'm not good at running, dude.
It's I beat you 50.
Well, you started restricting my activity. I started going too hard.
Well, you were cheating on the
I
app.
wasn't cheating on the app.
Yeah, you were. You were running when it says not to.
Dude. If I can run when it says not to, that's just
no. You just run
prowess.
harder when it says to run.
I'll do that too.
Look, you lost. Just let it go.
Dude,
Reddit, fucking get this fucking traitor, dude.
But yeah, man, that was like I was doing it. And I'm like, it's nice to get sunlight's really good for you to get. Like I think you need they say in order to not be vitamin D deficient, you need to have like I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like 60% of your
I have
body.
COVID.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. Do you get allergies?
It's just from cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah.
COVID. Apparently, cigarettes help from COVID. They say. Someone said that. I don't know. They were basically like people who smoke were less likely to have.
Yeah, they've literally.
Again, I think they said people who smoke were more likely to die.
Definitely more likely to die.
Yeah.
Definitely.
COVID doesn't hit like those black lungs you see in health class, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Scary around here. Let's get out of here. COVID just got. It's just like a dude standing up for fatality, and the COVID's just like, ponk.
Yeah, just give him a nice, easy one.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that was definitely nice. Just doing that, and again, just being in a state where it's like, because you have to do the ohm too. So like in the beginning, you're like home, which again,
dude, I can't even do that by myself.
It's so fun
when I do fat guy yoga on YouTube.
You don't ohm?
No.
Why?
I just don't like it.
That's fusion with self as context, dude.
I don't know.
What's the thought? I mean, you might.
I don't know exactly.
Genuinely might not like it. You genuinely.
That's what I mean.
But why? So
I think I genuinely don't like it.
But the thing is, to sit with a bunch of people and all make noise at once, I think is
usually fun. I agree.
I think it's something a part of being
Chance
human.
rule.
Exactly. It's something that's instinctually gratifying. To sit in unison, either with a drum. If we all sat there and right now, if we all had bongos and we're drumming, we'd be having a blast. But the thought enters that's kind of like, it's kind of gay. And then you're like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
But it's a grounding thing. If you take a group of people and make them kind of talk, sing, or move in unison, it instantly like brings people together as a unit. It's pretty crazy.
So, no, it is fun, but
again, it's one of those things where again, you're in the park, you're going, oh. I'm loving it. I'm sitting there being like, oh my God, dude, my voice is blending with all the other. I think it's the best thing in the world. But it's like to sit, then there's a thought of like, Jesus Christ, I hope my neighbors don't walk by and see me doing this. Which again is like, why would you let that thing dictate the thing you know what I mean? Like, why would that thing dictate the thing you actually like to do? And how much of it does that dictate the things that you might, again, it's not saying everyone has to do the things that I'm into, but what are things you're inherently into that you maybe don't do because there's like these little like electrical fences around certain scenarios?
So, yeah, like Bill like wants to kiss guys, but he knows it's not good. It will be perceived poorly by the community.
True. I don't know. Bill could come out as a strong gay alt-right leader. They do well.
Yeah.
They do pretty well.
They would.
If you're gay and alt-right, there's Douglas Murray, did pretty well.
Milo. Tim Dillon.
TD. Dude, did you see the, speaking of the new age online celebrity, dude, did you see Schultz's latest thing? Where he did the thing about like Donald Trump not going after Ghislaine Maxwell?
Oh, no, I didn't watch it.
Dude, so I'm watching it and this is just my theory, but I think that Hollywood now is transforming into people who are anti-Hollywood. The new Hollywood's going to be people who are anti-Hollywood, and it's going to. I think.
You calling Schultz Hollywood?
Anti-Hollywood. He's new. I think he's going to be Hollywood 2.0. Because I was watching him do his thing, and there's a lot of times it's like he does have that like strong, very kind of celebrity persona. So instantly, as people will be like, "Oh, fuck this," I'm watching that, just being like, "What the fuck is this thing?" I was like, "This is pretty fucking funny." It was him doing calling out like Trump for not making fun of Ghislaine Maxwell, but I was just more so following the vibe of the thing where it's like this is a guy with a pretty decent sizable following who is sitting there being like kind of saying a lot of stuff he said, like, dude, he used to be the man, he's saying all this shit and blah 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 blah, and why is he kind of putting his tail between his, why isn't he going after Ghislaine, blah 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 blah. But I'm watching.
I did see that.
I was kind of laughing. I was like, dude, I opened it up being just kind of like nego-fagging, just being like, what's this? And then I watched it and I was like, that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, Schultz's videos are really good.
Yeah, man. So I was watching it and just being like, I think, and I'm just, I'm thinking vibes. I'm like, this will be, in my opinion, this is going to be the new paradigm of Hollywood. And I think all of this cancel culture stuff in about, I'll say 3 to 4 years will melt away, because I think there's money is getting closer to being like, oh, okay, let's just do this stuff now.
We'll see. Yeah,
I think so, man. I think I was watching him do that, and I was like, it's well produced, it's very funny, and I was like, it's not doing it has mass appeal without bending to the current popular regime.
Yeah, every one of those videos so far has been very good.
Yeah. It was pretty decent.
Which is funny, because then you watch his podcast and it's like, man, what the fuck is up with those shoes, y'all? It's like, wait, where's that guy? And then you watch these videos, it's like the most poignant, well thought out, funny video.
I know. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, he's well, the funny thing too is like if you pay attention to pop culture, that becomes the actual so like pop culture is just like the training wheels of when people are like 20 years old, what's cool for 20-year-olds eventually bleeds into discourse once they're 45 and 50 years old and being in positions to run the country. So it's like, I'll be curious when, because this is like, like when people who are like 18 now or 45, it's gonna be fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like looking about the shit they're into and stuff. They're gonna like, everything is moving to the internet. I can't.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a debate.
Yeah.
Like what? From like TV and movies?
Yeah.
That shit's, it's already gone.
Exactly. So
for sure.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy then. It's like, although, dude, I'll say there's a channel I'm a big fan of. I think it's called Docurama. If I just turn on my TV, for some reason my TV just comes up on this channel.
Really?
Dude, it's the fucking, every time I turn it on, it's just like this horrific documentary about like, it'll be about like a Swiss lady who like starved to death. It's just like the most fucked up shit. And then I put it on yesterday and it was seniors ping pong. And I watched it for like an hour. Just
That's pretty nice.
This is fucking awesome. It was like championship level seniors ping pong. Like they would play and like get in a wheelchair and wheel out. And it's like, this is fucking crazy.
That's fun.
I might be into senior sports, dude. I think I found my sport calling.
Really?
Seniors ping pong might be my fucking dude. I was watching it like, holy fuck.
Were they good? They're probably pretty good.
They were slamming, dude. They were,
really?
I mean, dude, if some like 24-year-old Japanese prodigy would have eaten them alive, but like, dude, they were like 85, 90 years old.
Fuck, that's what it is. I was talking on the Twitch. I was playing on Beezer's Twitch last night, and somebody was asking what sports Japanese people were good at.
Pong.
Baseball. They're nasty at baseball.
Yeah.
But I guess ping pong. Do they play? I think that's more Chinese.
Chinese play. I think Japanese play ping pong too, dude. I think they're probably pretty nasty. Just fucking slice the ball in half. No, I think the Chinese are definitely ping pong down.
We don't say that anymore.
What, the Chinese?
Yeah, the Chinese.
China. I mean, if you hit a hard triple E on it, you can say Chinese.
The Chinese.
Say it's a Chinese. But dude, I think you can say the Chinese.
I don't think. Fuck it. It's funny. That's why we're saying. It is funny.
It is funny that you're like,
Chinese.
you're like, you can't say that. I'm like, what did I say? Like the Chinese?
yeah.
That is funny. You can't say that. You can't say
Yeah.
Chinese.
Peculiar.
It is.
Peculiar.
Lemaire, are you Jewish?
No.
Lemaire, when are you going to admit that you are actually a Jew?
I'm not, though.
Why?
Don't you think you're one of the true Hebrews?
What'd you say?
Aren't you one of the true Israelites?
I'm a son of God. I'm a Jesus man, not a Hebrew.
Yeah,
guy.
but that doesn't mean you weren't one of the true Israelites.
Exactly.
The true Hebrew.
Are you guys trying to convert me?
No, I just want you to claim your
this
birthright. Dude.
Show would be a lot better if you were a full-on black Israelite.
I'm a black Israelite now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Give us some takes.
The 5%ers, right?
Yeah.
Give us some important information. What would you yell if you saw me and Matt stand there?
Oh, look there, two Yakubian devils walking by.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
We're gonna beat your ass, you son of a bitch.
What's Yakubian?
Yakubian, like it's like he's like the first white, right?
Oh, okay, so you know the stuff. You read the literature.
Wait.
I know a
You've
little
studied
bit.
under the Honorable Dr. Nick Cannon. The Honorable Prophet, Dr. Nick Cannon.
Fuck, I think it was my friend Jared sent me a video of damn, probably shouldn't have named him on this vid. This dude wore a Black Lives Matter shirt and like I guess the Klan's got a stronghold in this town in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And this dude just stood on this road wearing a Black Lives Matter billboard and filmed it. And dude, everybody stopped by and said something. Every single car. Like, I thought maybe he'd get like a couple comments.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody that drove by was like, like, dude. They would drive by and be like, well, you're white, you fucking stupid bitch. Fuck you. And just
Oh, it was a
drive
white
off.
guy.
I guess he was white. Yeah, they yelled at him that he was white several times.
Gotcha.
Everybody stopped and said something. It was so fucking funny.
It's kind of funny, actually.
It was really funny because these dudes are just really fucking like, they think they're trying to reason with. They're like, this is all bullshit, dude. Black Lives Matter is propaganda. It's bullshit. It would drive away. And I was like, damn, that's something I like sometimes think. Gotta get rid of that.
Well, that's funny.
But that dude might have been hitting the truth. Maybe one of the dudes leaving the Walmart harassing a dude wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt did know what was up. You know?
What, saying like it's propaganda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the idea of hashtags are the strange, how they bleed into discourse where it's like, hashtag this,
Yeah.
and it's all of a sudden like, that's an idea, that's like a worked out, nuanced idea. There's no like debate, it's just like Black Lives Matter, and it's like, okay, that's cool. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
But
yeah.
what is the so you can have that, and it's like the fucking pro-life shit. It's like, You can have that as like, well, what is the organization doing as a whole?
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, where's the money? Where's
Are you
this?
not pro-life? It's like,
soon as
no,
you-
I'm definitely pro-life.
Well,
But
as soon
wait,
as
what's
you
going on?
question the money, like, where's the money? You see shit about the money about like that was the Vote Blue or Act Blue thing.
Yeah.
It was like there's a clause allegedly again because we're in a disinformation, we're in an information war
Of
right
course.
now. But it's like apparently there's a clause in that organization where like if you use Act Blue as your vehicle for moving money
After
like,
X amount of days.
60 days,
Yeah.
it goes in. So people were saying like they checked the donations and they even reported saying we got over, I don't know what it is. Just say for the sake of easiness, $10 million in 2 days. How did you allocate that $10 million? And did you allocate it $10 million within 60 days? And if so, what did you spend that on? And the whole reason is that you can, the Democrats, you could have that funneling money into it. And it's like after 60 days, it's like, you spend, pay a couple salaries.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you do with $10 million and show us what you did? Or did it go to the Democratic Party? And is the Democratic Party using that to funnel? That's a legitimate question.
Now imagine screaming that driving past some dude holding a sign.
Yeah, you just voice
It's
just
so
trails
funny,
up.
dude. It's so funny watching
Exactly.
these dudes be like, "Hey, mother, you're white." Driving away, dude. It's so good.
I mean, it is, and that's the other thing too. You want to talk about people like again, you're driving. Some guy has a piece of wood on him with words on it, and you drive and you go like,
Yeah.
you're wet, and it's like again, you're acting out of. That's not present moment
Yeah.
behavior. You're acting out of a perceived nightmare and slight.
Well,
that has-
also think how hard these dudes have been propagandized.
yeah.
That they're sitting there, they fucking crush Fox News all day,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, "Holy shit, it's here!
True.
It's finally come down to whatever town in Arkansas they were in."
Yeah.
That's got to be like, holy shit! I've told everybody I would shove it up those guys' ass if I
True.
saw them, dude. I got to do it.
And some guy nervously comes up. He's like, "You're wet."
You're actually white. You know something, man? You're actually white.
Oh God, I said it.
Yeah, those. But again, there's also a very funny trend in this country of filming retarded white people and being like, look how racist white people are.
Yeah.
And it's just like some fucking cracked out old lady saying the N-word at a 7-Eleven, and it's like,
But can't we say that's how the media has been with black people? Look how aggressive they are. I'm gonna sit back.
Yeah, they did that in the '90s for 10 years.
yeah, and it wasn't great.
Huh?
They still do it now.
Where?
Not like now, but like within the past like 5 years, like black people have still been like portrayed as aggressive.
Black people have been portrayed as aggressive?
Yeah.
Or have they been portrayed as too weak and effeminate? Which one is it, Lemaire?
Whoa.
Which one do you believe it is?
I said the first one.
You think the first one?
Wait, okay. Let me sit back. You call me. I'll sit back. Wait. I don't know.
Well,
What you-
dude, the
I'm
news.
confused.
No, I thought you said like they were trying to like emasculate black men.
No, on TV.
Yeah.
On TV, like in entertainment. They're
Lemaire,
trying
would you put on the dress?
No. Yeah.
But so you're like, I don't know. Every time I see like a video of like a group of black dudes beating the shit out of a white person, it's usually like, can't believe they said the N-word. You know?
Yeah. So you're
It's usually
proving-
like before this video they said the N-word.
But, like, you're-
what an idiot! They deserved this ass beating. That tends to be the videos now.
That's
Well, they've-
that's what I'm saying.
Well, they flipped the switch. In the '90s, the news was like just like they're doing, like they're always trying to convince the population they're under threat. So like right now, the news are watching the demographics emerge, and they're being like, all right, before that, the news was just serving white people. So like white people are under threat from ISIS, this, that, and black people are committing crime, especially in the early '90s, because there was like neighborhoods that were like completely fucked up and insane, and you just ran clips and you're like, black people are doing this, black people are doing this,
Yeah.
be scared of black people, be scared of black people. And then now it's like they shifted the winds and they're like, oh wait, these formerly minority populations are expanding, so let's kind of serve them and convince them they're actually under siege by white people.
Actually,
And
also, I'm sorry to cut you off
they
here.
switch it around.
Did you just all lives matter me?
No, I wasn't
You
sure
definitely
about
all
that.
lives matter to
No,
me.
it wasn't all lives matter.
I was looking. My house is on fire, dude. Don't worry about your house. You all lives matter to me. I was like, they're filming retarded white people saying racist shit, and you're like, well, black people do that too. No, don't worry about we're the ones getting crushed right now.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
You all lives matter to me, dude.
Yeah, what was your point? It's like I don't think anyone would deny the
My-
media portrayed black people as aggressive.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
dude, right now
They do for sure.
they did forever.
My point was, it's your turn.
No,
we're not doing the
Lemaire,
turn shit.
Lemaire, you can't fix a problem using the same kind of thinking that created it. Albert Einstein. You can't do it, dude. You can't. This is what they're doing.
But didn't he make 2 nuclear bombs?
No.
I mean, Lemaire, if people made a nuclear bomb from the podcast, it wouldn't be our fault. It's just we fucking figured it out.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can't fix your problem by doing the same problem that created it. And he
using
made
the same
two
type
nuclear-
of thinking.
He created 2 nuclear bombs.
Did he create 2 nuclear bombs, Lemaire?
He defected from Germany to come to America to give us the secrets of the nuclear bombs.
You got that history a little, but yeah, you're close. Did he create bombs? So yeah, technically he did end the war with Japan by.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he came up with the science, I think.
Well, maybe he regretted
I
it,
don't know.
Lemaire. Maybe people used his science and he regretted it. I don't know. Yeah. I know something about that. Well, that's taking it to another level.
Yeah.
The whole idea, and this is all I heard. Well, now it's your turn. It's like, no, it's not. It's not a matter of turns. Like, yeah, whatever. Like,
No.
what do you want us to sit there for 10 years and watch the news? Is bullshit. It was bullshit back then when it was doing it. Still bullshit. Yeah. But now it's bullshit that some people are like, ooh, I kind of like this version of it.
Yeah.
And it's, you do whatever you want. I don't really care.
That was a pretty bitch ass answer.
What was? Now it's your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sounded like a white chick.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to white chickdom.
Well,
not very black Israelite of you.
It's a fair thing to be like, now you see, and it's like, all right, turn it off now. I see. Turn it off.
Yeah,
I don't fucking like it. Right?
I get it. It's not a fun game. Turn that off.
There was a period of TV where, like, any time a black dude was on it, it'd be like, "What's up, motherfucker?" It's like, you had to be for years being like, "God fucking damn it, man." But yeah,
I'm surprised they're still breaking some of those out.
Yeah,
like I saw. It's also like, I don't know. I'm not saying Snoop is bad, but like anytime you toss like Snoop on TV, or he like, first off, he's in the NHL game for some reason. He just comes up to the booth.
Really?
He's like, "What's cracking, Dizzle? Oh, Bizzle." It's just like, dude, this must be so many white kids' first interactions with a black dude. And it's just a guy dressed like he sells candy in the future. Like just some fucking retarded guy walking around like, "Oh, Bizzle, Bizzle." It's like, and then they have a show now on Vice that's just 2 Chainz going around. Basically, they're just filming his reaction to things.
Really?
It's just 2 Chainz being like, "How did you get so much money?" He's literally just a retarded guy. No, 2 Chainz is actually pretty smart, but the character he plays.
Yeah.
Is not.
I'm a big fan of T-Pain's School of Business. I think that's also on docudrama. It's like if I turn on my TV, there's these weird like internet channels that come on, and T-Pain's School of Business is so fucking funny. It's just him. It's just diners, drive-ins, and dives. It's just
Guy Fieri with
yeah,
T-Pain.
just T-Pain, just being like same thing. Like, how'd you start this business? And like, I did this. He's like, man.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty cool. It's just him eting things. And
but we should complain about the whites. We should be worried about like Guy Fieri being out there being like, "We're not that white."
Who?
Like, the same way they put like black dudes on TV and be like, "All right, slow down." Like, exactly your point. Like, if white people should be like, "We're not all that white."
Yeah.
Like Guy Fieri's on TV like, "Whoa, this sauce is gangsta."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, get him the fuck out of here.
True. No, that's true. Well, there's also the problem is a lot of this stuff. Then the media narrative has been guided by like super elite whites. So it's like, you have again the invisible knapsack of white privilege was written by Peggy McIntosh. Dude, if you actually read that document that this shit's based off of, she had things in there like, well, yeah, I'm white, so if I write a thing, it's going to get published. And it's like, no, dude, you're elite. Her grade school to this day costs $30,000 a year to go to. Her grade school. It was like a boarding school. So she was kind of like, being white is easy. And it's like, you have a couple points there, but you're also in like the 0.1%. So she's conflating being white with like having like a 5th generation like lawyer, professional class father with like your dad's dad was on a trust fund. And that's the kind of, that's the thing that gets kind of put off and stuff. But yeah, that's the people who are perpetuating this. Cause I think there's people who are like thought leaders in these industries who are like, probably had them for sure. Had slaves.
Had them.
Yeah, man, dude. If you're on a trust fund for 3 generations, most likely,
fucking absolutely,
someone either had slaves or like didn't have slaves, but like bought stuff directly. Like
had them, dude.
Call a guy and be like,
"Would
you get your slaves in order so you can fill these things?" Like that's how those dudes made.
Yes.
If you have generational wealth from that age,
yes,
you most likely either again had slaves or were very slave adjacent, where you're like, your boy had slaves and you're kind of like, yo, fucking hook me up.
Leo, let me get some chores.
But so you have these people now who are like, oh shit. And like in reality, if that's the case, and dude, that's the thing too with the Oscars and all that shit. These people, we need to do this. It's like, dude, you have like $25 million at your disposal.
Yeah.
You could easily live off of $2 million. If you mean this shit, fucking give up half of that. If you're all about this, give up half of that, dude. There's like there's NYU professors who are like, oh, we're communists. It's like, you're a communist professor who makes $250,000 a year. It's like, and also
they have
sells
answers
books.
for that.
Well, they're like, well, this is the system.
Yeah.
It's like,
they have
that's cool.
answers.
But how do you share? If I broke down your financials, how do you use your resources? Do you use them in a communistic fashion? Because you're perfectly free to do so. So it's one of those things that's like, I think it'd be sick if everyone made a couple million or like, all right, I'm cool, and just like took the rest of their money and just did stuff with it. But
yeah, like
again,
Bill and Melinda.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates,
Dude,
yeah.
I don't know what to think about that.
That really blows if he's actually...
That would suck. That would...
which seems way more likely.
Well, this is the thing.
I don't know, dude.
It's possible. It is totally possible. And people don't want to hear this. Because again, I watched that one documentary. It was a part of it of, who the hell is that guy? I don't know. I can't... He's a big conspiracy guy. Corbett. The Corbett Report. Not Corbett. Corbett. Yeah. And he was like doing, I think I talked about this before. He was showing his financials and being like, look how much his wealth grew as the time he unleashed all of his like disease stuff. And if you just check his stock, he owns Microsoft stock, and you look at his shares, it's like, that guy should have even more than that. But then you get into this sick and twisted realm of $1 trillion markets, man.
It's $1 trillion industry.
Trillions of dollars are at stake to be like, who gets to say, imagine this vaccine. Imagine if people don't really know, but it's like, imagine if you could make trillions of dollars by being like, you had the data and you're like, all right, 4 people get to sell them. We're all going to divvy up a pie of like, a couple trillion. And it's like, dude, this shit's kind of over anyway. This shit's like ending, so we'll give people a thing. And, like the flu shot. I never got a flu shot and been like, whew, thank God I got that flu shot. So you're going to give a thing, more or less make people take it. Around, there's countries you could sell to where for sure they'll make the entire population take it. America, I think they'll heavily shame people into taking it, and I don't know if they'll actually require it yet. But it's like, I don't know. You get a guy who's in charge of that, and it's like there could be serious foul play.
For sure, dude. That's like you could take over a lot of the world. Yeah, with that type thing. It opens a lot of That's a pretty big.
I mean, dude, imagine how competitive stand-up comedy is. Now apply that to $1 trillion market where like people have big time money, big time resources. It's the same people, man. I mean, it's the same kind of people. It's just they're in a different arena.
Yeah.
And it's brought to you by people who basically hooked the whole country on heroin. And now all of a sudden they're calling timeout and they're going to save us all from a disease with a vaccine that we all kind of have to take.
All right, you brought me back. You brought me back to the good side. Fuck Bill Gates.
Well, I'm saying I don't know. It would be horrific if he actually was. But again, it's like apparently he is doing shit that's weird. And the thing they say that's, again, sometimes I guess maybe he was on thing one day. Now he's like heavily into controlling the population. Like he's on record been like, we have too many people. So, but he's also on secure disease. And it's like, again, that's a legitimate concern. We have too many people. Now he's like, well, no, maybe he just wants to cure disease now. Who knows? But like, and apparently, again, I don't know this for a fact, but his dad, I think, or grandfather was like big into eugenics.
Yeah.
Of being like
sterilizing. I heard that on War Mode.
Sterilizing people and like, there are people.
I was driving listening to War Mode on the way to Cleveland with Beezer, actually. And it was like, they'd say shit where I'd just be like I just remember like coming in and out of listening to it and hearing like, Bill and Melinda, there's pictures of Bill's father with Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
They're elites, bro. It's like, wait, his dad snapped a picture with Barbara Walters?
Well, that is the, and that's the thing too, man. Like you get into all like the weird people's thing of like transferring power to like other people, like to like you do it and good people look at people and they're like, oh my god, they're the best, and you transfer them into like deity status, and you have other people you transfer them into like negative like total demon status, and it's just kind of like,
where do you think you lie these days?
Demon status.
You think you've been transferred? You basically are living Bill Gates.
Basically,
Bill Gates was the man coming up. He was fun. Everybody was like, look at this goofy dork. And then in the last like 5 years, everyone's like, evil piece of shit motherfucker.
Well, here's the thing, too. Did you see the documentary?
Not you weren't a goofy dork, but I'm saying he was likable, and then now he betrayed everybody.
Of course. But, dude, true. And I am gay. I'm full of Gates, full Hill Dog. I take responsibility, dude. That's the thing. I take full responsibility.
No.
I'm fucking Gates and I'm Hill Dog.
You're not Gates and Hill Dog, dude.
No, I'm not. But well,
You're Hill Gates.
look, there are parts of us that we have in common with Bill Gates. There's parts of us that we deny. We say like, oh no, I don't.
I could never be like
that's
that.
not part of me. I can never go and like circumcise everybody in Africa. Or
Yeah,
some weird
yeah.
shit. He did an interview where it was just he was running down the facts about like the side effects of the vaccines, and they're like, have there been? He's like, no. There's been. They've caused. They're okay. So they put some people in severe pain, and they blah 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 blah. But and people are just kind of like, fuck you, dude. Like I want to see you take it. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he like. They asked him about the side effects, and it's like you're watching a guy on live TV. I don't understand why he is the mouthpiece for like our defense against viruses. It is kind of strange that like people are like, why is Trump even talking about this? It's like maybe Bill Gates studied viruses more, but it is strange that he's not a doctor and talking about this. Like he's just like, we have it, we're good, and it's like, why are you mouthpiecing this? It is kind of weird that he is doing it, but again, look. You're not going to get whatever net neutrality was. I don't even know what it is. They dunked on us. Everyone was like, I don't want that. You shouldn't want that either. And I was like, what is this again? They're all of a sudden like, oh, we passed net neutrality. They're going to do this shit.
Yeah.
They're going to do it unless people actually organize into some sort of thing that's not like a bunch of retarded people taking like TVs and doing bullshit until people come in and are like, or actually immerse themselves in the literature around this, and rather than being like, what is this? Someone's going to make me get a needle? I hate needles. Therefore, blah, 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 I hate all you guys too. It's like a really super simplistic way of thinking. But I don't know. I'm not getting the fucking I'm not getting that. All of that to say this. I'm not fucking getting the vaccine.
I think immersing yourself in literature though can also not really be helpful.
Dude, you'll end up
you can immerse yourself in whatever literature you want.
Exactly.
And end up, being like a anti-vax mom.
You could, but the problem is, so then this is the other part too. You'd have to, so in order to understand like the quote, when people say I looked at the scientific literature, you have to have like a PhD level understanding of statistics, where you can look at a study and it can tell you like, oh, this thing worked out, but if you can't like look at the validity of like, oh, and we use like the Kruger method thing of a dual feedback. They like have these numbers and they have machines to like make sense of the numbers, and if you don't understand that math, you can't really determine the validity of most studies. I mean, you can say like, oh, if we had a sample size of 3 people, you can say, oh, that's bullshit. But yeah, people being like, oh, I read a study. It's like, there's hundreds of studies, and it's like, what were the, how did they do it? How did they select people? Like you're saying, it's right. You're right, because you could read all of them and end up with the fact that the literature disagrees too. So really, all you have is your experience. So it's like you have to just make a thing off your experience. But it does feel good to like boogeyman people out. And again, it's like the other part too is like, I'm not taking that fucking vaccine, man. I'm not. 30%. They polled people. I think 30% of people were like, no chance. I'm taking it, and another like 25 were like, I'm not sure.
I'm in that 25. I'm gonna let some other people take it for a while.
I think that's what everyone's planning on.
Well, first of all, but I don't know, because I've blindly taken every other vaccine.
When's the last time you got a vax though?
I have no fucking.
If you
idea.
went to dude, when we had Maya, they were like, you need to get this, you need to get that, you need to get this, and it's like, I'm cool. I got like one of them. I got like the one just because
you.
Like, yeah.
You need
I have to
like
you have to get all these other ones
for like foot and mouth and shit.
Well,
all
it's
these
crazy
weird
shit.
babies get.
And it's like, well, they wanted me to get a flu shot.
They get like Legionnaire's disease and all this.
Yeah, they wanted me to get a flu shot, and it was like, I think I got the flu shot just because I was there with Brittany. And Brittany's like, you're not going to do it for her? And I'm like, I'll get the flu shot. Then they hit me with another one. I was like, I'm not getting
good
another
imitation.
One. What?
And my wife was like, you know,
I mean, she's probably pretty reasonable.
Of course.
But they started hitting me.
Do you think she was?
I think she's being reasonable. It's like, just get
yes, I agree.
I went in and got it. I was like, whatever. But again, it's like, I don't understand what the flu shot is.
It's a tough time to take a stand on vaccines.
It's not.
And your wife's like, "Will you get the shot?" And you're like, "Have you looked into Bill Gates?"
I know.
Have you looked into Bill Gates? You just got to fight.
Or to
in
be
the
at the
hospital.
pediatrician.
Be like, well, I haven't really, but I've heard people say stuff about him.
Dude, if the pediatrician I go to, if I were to start being like, well, is there any side effects? This lady would be like, are you fucking serious? She would snap on me.
Yeah.
But then there's people who are
I'll tell you what the side effect of not taking it is. Smallpox.
But then they say with vaccines, if you don't have enough people taking it, they're kind of pointless. Because if you can't get enough people, again, I could be totally wrong. Me and Bill Gates are just amateurs here.
Do you know how they used to inoculate people?
How?
They used to, so if there was like a pox or a measles outbreak, like a pox outbreak, they would put a guy in a cart who had it
Yeah.
and bring him house to house to people who agreed to inoculate. cut a piece of them off, cut you open and put it in you. And be like, hopefully you live. That's how people used to get inoculated.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So this dude was just suffering in the back of a wagon all day.
Oh, and they was cutting him apart?
They'd be like, bless you. Some priest would be cutting him up. Yeah. Pretty rough.
That's how vaccines
Saw
started?
that in John Adams, so it has to be true.
It sounds about right.
Definitely seems historically accurate.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a fun one to watch.
So they would cut it,
like cut
take
off
pieces
one of
it.
his fucking scabs, cut your arm open, put it in you. Yeah, and then they would just get horrible smallpox.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just like take your chances of whether or not you get it? Because you're definitely gonna get it.
I don't know.
Or is that like, was that taken as like a weakened version of it?
I guess it was a weakened version, like while he was dying of it. I don't know.
Ugh.
Seems like they were like, yeah, you're probably gonna like. There's a chance you could die if you take this.
Yeah.
And John Adams' daughter almost did die.
There is a good chance that the if you have like, if you're in the elite, like super elites of like, you have billions and billions and billions of dollars, there is a good chance there's a bunch of people who are like, we got too many people here, we got to do something about this, and they're just slowly depopulate. Well, also I heard depopulation kind of can happen itself with the fact that like people are just having less kids in like 2 generations, like the boomers die off
here.
True, yeah.
India and Africa and China and all that.
Well, China, you still can get penalized for having too many. You can only have 2. I think you can only have 2 in China unless you pay. I think you have to be able to pay extra. If you don't pay extra, they'll force you. They'll like sterilize you.
Yeah, I don't know.
They do it to the Uyghurs. They force sterilization of Uyghurs. If you're a Uyghur in China and you have more than 2 kids, like you get
chemically
in
castrated.
trouble. Yeah, they sterilize you.
Damn, that does sound like a Uyghur's rap album.
Chemical castration.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like something a white like ICP Uyghur would like.
What?
Chemical castration spelled with like K's.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll be again. I don't think I was just at a friend's house recently, and he was just kept like bringing shit up like that. He'd be like, "What do you guys think about the vaccine?" It's like his mom's birthday. It's so funny. And people are like, "Well," and people just like, most people were like, same thing. Everyone's like, "I'll let other people," but they're going to make other people take that first. They're already in the. I think they've already given it to animals, and the 3rd phase they're going to do is human trials. So we're going to test this out on poor people, basically. So we'll get like, do you ever meet people who do like medical trials?
Yeah,
It's usually like heroin addicts. They're heroin addicts looking for like, dude. I knew someone who would like come to me with like skin patches all the time. Like, what's that? He's like, some dude paid me $200 to wear this for a week, and it's like, what is it? He's like, I don't know, some shit they're testing out. It's like,
yeah.
All right, dude.
It's
so
like
we're gonna
birth control. They're like, does it hurt men? I don't know. Strap it to a crackhead, see what happens.
I'm telling you, man. That's what they do. They find people who need money to the point where they're like, fuck it, I'll take this thing. They test it on them. They see what happens. And right now, they said they're at the phase where like, some people are having extremely painful reactions, but we're getting there. He's like, But he was saying there wasn't any serious like life-threatening complications yet. So I was like, dude, I'm not fucking taking that thing.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
You should take it as repentance.
My mom hit me with the funniest fucking logic. I was talking to her yesterday, and she was like, yeah, I saw a homeless guy outside CVS, and he was like coughing and stuff, and I was just like kind of nervous, but she was like, but then again, like if this was really that bad, wouldn't all the homeless people be dead? Like, I guess.
Lemaire, you like that one?
I guess, yeah, it's fair. That's how we know it's safe to come out, when there's just no homeless people left.
They are out, especially in Cleveland, dude.
Oh,
in Cleveland,
really?
They were out.
Really?
Cleveland had a fucking strong amount of bums, dude.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I was surprised, yeah.
That is surprising.
Cleveland was a nice city, actually, in the small area that I was in. But the bums were there. San Francisco has the worst.
San Francisco might have the most bums I've ever seen
that
in my life.
Sucked. From walking just to the venue to do a show from the hotel was just like 10 different bums.
They're bum to non-bum.
And they're aggressive.
It might be like 1 bum to 4 people. They're aggressive as fuck because there's so many. They're competitive. There's so many bums. They got to step up. I told you about the dude when I was in San Francisco. Had a cardboard box with a robot face chomped, and he would just go, "Give me money, rom, 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 I need it." You put $1, and he'd be like, "Rom, rom, rom."
Yeah, they were good. They were inventive as far as being funny. Damn, I remember the bums when I was in like 5th grade.
Where?
I went or 3rd grade. We went to California as a family.
Did you really?
Yeah, the Gillis family went California way. That was like the only vacation we ever took. I think Phil had work out there.
Okay, so you guys went out and chilled.
Yeah, but we went to San Francisco, and I remember that was the first time I really saw bums ever.
You were like,
they were doing like the robot standing on boxes, and I was like, these guys are awesome. These guys fucking rule. You know.
Yeah, Barbados right now is doing a thing where they're trying to. I think a lot like the Caribbean countries are trying to say like, trying to entice American and other, just people, I guess, economies who like have money still. You can get a weird citizenship there where you're able to live there for a year and just like work like that way. If you're working remotely, you can just go to Barbados, get like a cheap apartment, and just chill. They're at like 40% unemployment right now, so they're like begging people just to go work remotely from Barbados.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, man. I know.
We should ship the cast, dude.
I know, dude.
That's salt life. You can't come to there. Unless this audio works. If this audio works for the first time, you can come to Barbados. Yeah, you could just that's what's on the line for you right now.
You can move there for like 6 months, and they won't bother you with visas or anything. But they said they don't want any trash. I think they said they want garbage, trash people. You need to have a college degree. Like they say that you need to have like a job, college degree. They're like, we want the best that we can get. So I think they literally said, I was reading this in the article. They're like, we don't want like shitty people coming here. Like you have to like submit.
Good for them.
Am I sick enough for Barbados? And like, yeah, you come in.
Yeah, get in here.
Get in here, dude.
You went to Westchester? Yeah. Sick. Come on, give me some.
Yeah, but it's so funny for them to be like, nah, you're a piece of shit. You can't come in.
Damn, if you're not even good enough to be on it, they're like, we're just throwing bodies at our unemployment problem.
Yeah.
They know people are coming down to chill, dude.
For sure.
It's a chill sesh. No one's going to Barbados to be like, I got to prove my worth down here.
You just go have Zoom meetings on the beach and like do your thing, and then
It's a sick move to actually have the palm tree and beach behind you.
That's what they said.
Instead of the green screen.
They said ditch the green screen, dude. You can actually have a real.
Man, look at that! I thought of that. Just like the fucking dork who came up with that in the pitch meeting. Me and that dork are on the same level. Where are we at time wise, man? I gotta kill myself.
Hour 15.
Wow,
it's good. It's a good emergency cast.
It was a good emergency cast. We tried to film it yesterday. I was Mr. Cool, dude.
You were hungover.
I was hungover, man.
Mr. Cool.
Trying to hang. I was talking to everybody, high five, and
well, that was when you did this Legion of Skanks podcast.
Yeah.
So you were
I missed all my friends. Got to see all my friends from New York.
Got drunk.
Mr. Cool, dude. Absolutely. Really? Yeah.
Yesterday was fun. Yesterday's Patreon, I think it was.
Yesterday's Patreon, I think, might have sucked.
I think it was fun. I had a good time.
I was worried for you. I was worried for you.
Hey,
and
man.
even addressing the Reddit is you're playing very dangerous.
Well, the problem is I can't have a thing on my mind and then have a conversation.
Exactly,
without,
of course.
It makes it so fucking. My face the whole time is like.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. I'm just
yeah. I do the exact same thing.
But
yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I have one harmony there. I hope everyone can.
I hope you guys can all forgive Hill Gates, a.k.a. Matt McCusker.
I know. Really, just forgive me, bro.
For Benghazi,
Take
dude.
Me back, dude. Take me
Jake
back.
Ghazi. Take him back, dude. If you take him back, we'll release the emails.
Yeah. We'll release all the emails. Just be like, sweet.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Oh, I had to cancel Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
I was supposed to go to Minnesota. I had to reschedule that. I think they rescheduled it just to September, though. So that's good. But yeah, I had to reschedule that.
Nice.
It's a bummer.
Minnesota would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, that's Minnesota. That's like.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, blowing up stuff and stuff.
I don't know if they're still getting wild.
Peaceful.
I was going to have a peaceful time.
Yeah, /peaceful.
In the Mall of America.
True. What?
August 22nd. Let me check this. We're doing a live podcast, dude.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Let me see. August. Yeah, I believe it's August 22nd at McGooby's Joke House. I'm doing me and Matt.
Yep.
Friday and Saturday. Maybe Thursday. We got to figure that out. But the 21st and 22nd, McGooby's. We're doing shows. We're doing stand up. Matt's gonna be featuring there.
Full Monty, dude.
You're gonna see Matt do stand up, which rules.
Bro. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
That'll be fun. I think Lemaire's coming down. That'll be fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Probably the Beezer. It'll be a good show.
Oh yeah.
And then on Saturday we're gonna do a live podcast from there. So
it's what is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
It's either just Friday, Saturday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Sick.
Thursday might. I don't know if that's going on.
It's fine.
It might just be Friday, Saturday. It sounds. Yeah, I know.
Be sick.
All right, so come to that.
Yep.
Thank you guys. Again, I'm so sorry for what Matt did. I don't fucking. Matt's the best, dude. You guys are gay.
Now they're figuring it out, dude.
They're gay. You rule.
There's certain problems. There's things that could be worked on for sure, but all I can ever do is take responsibility for my actions, dude. That's all anyone can do.
What'd you do? You didn't do anything wrong. You hired.
I didn't do anything wrong. I just
Yeah.
there was miscalculations. So I stand by my. Again, it's tempting. It's tempting to just start, dangling people and fucking with people, but I was just like, I can't, dude.
No.
Gotta stay true. I gotta take this on for myself, dude. But no,
you're sweet. You're a sweet boy, dude. I hate to see you down.
Hey man, this is life, dude. This is part of life. It's ups and downs.
The Reddit.
Keep running, dude. Just keep running.
Reddit is life, dude.
It is what it is.
It's pretty much ups and downs.
It is what it is. Ask yourself this, dude. How would you guys keep going? Would you guys keep ripping? Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm ripping. I'm running, dude. Taking my lumps.
I start coughing. It's like, man, keep going. We're so resilient. All right, let's end this.
All right.